Michael Grand Prix, MotoGP's goal. That's a slack start from Zarco. And Paul Krebs, third place, I think. He might get it on the flip-flop for second place. Oh, Marquez, round the outside from the third.
He hesitated into turn one, but he's obviously regretting that, so he's making up for it now.
Yeah, just beats up little Danny. That's no need. Has got it done. Perhaps the wrong tyre in the front of that bike in Australia last time. Left it to Maverick Vinales, his team. Slightly harder compound front, and that did for him, really. Here comes Marquez up the inside of Dobby.
From a long way back. That was a Rossi learns from his mistakes, like you say. He's definitely got the right tyres in this weekend on race day.
20 laps then, 68.8 miles. We're coming to the end of the first lap. There's Iannone. What's he got up his sleeve? Proxy.
Yeah.
By proxy, out went Iannone, and those two came together in practice, and that it was just that Iannone reacted so quickly and fell down on that off camber. So easy to do there. He started from pit lane. The Suzuki gets wheeled off down pit lane.
And what did I say on the grid? Sometimes when you're really nervous, you get if he just touched it, and that's why we call a sympathy crash. When someone has a moment in front of you, you react. The problem is he puts less stress through the tyres, Keith. When everybody's tyres are hanging with 5 laps to go, the Dominion,
Look, the 26 right on the rear end of Dovizioso. If Danny's got the pace to stay with the leading...
That's what he does.
Mess the start up.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And he's not aggressive on the first lap.
Talking of aggression, there's aggression at braking motorbikes, and Jack Miller wasn't able to get back up the inside of Marquez. So Marquez has made up on the race. What is it? It's the circuit record 2 minutes dead, .606 by Jorge Lorenzo.
Believe that or not. And I think at that point, when Marc Marquez comes past you at this point in the race, why wouldn't
he sits this one out? He's got a smile on his face, but he's not underneath it. Oh, he wanted to be here, that's for sure. Japan is one of Barro Batista.
And this is one of the disappointments, or one of the issues Yamaha have had. They say you can't outbrake. So here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Up the inside.
You've got to do this. It's like a block pass. Just take the line away. But now, do we see the Ducati?
Can't get back past Maverick at all there. So even though Maverick was a little offline and perhaps just a fraction slower than he's chipping away, he's put himself in a good place, isn't he? Getting himself from third row up to third place.
Slick. You know when you get out on the track, I know you was out on the track, it's smooth, isn't it? It's like a billiard table.
Looks like he was very lucky. That's a cool head, isn't it, Dobby? Iannone's reactions were just a little...
He's a second a lap too slow at the moment. He's currently 5.6 seconds behind the lead, Dobby and Vinales, and he currently sits in 9th place.
Vinales starting off the middle of the true race pace, and we've got a big change. I mean, it's the hottest it's been. This track has never been this hot this week so far. 3 in a row here before in the Premier class.
I can't criticise Vinales. Where he is, what can he hope for? A 5th? Disappointing, really, Keith.
Balance of that motorcycle. We were talking about that when Cal Crutchlow was riding it.
Yeah. Very, very sensitive. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's horrid.
Yeah, it does seem that way. And horrid only has to be a fraction of a second off the pace, and that's his best thing on Sunday every time. And Valentino Rossi at the moment, if he had any disappointment, we'd got no more to go, because it used to be 18, but we joined in with Thailand.
Zarco's wide.
Marquez bang to put the fastest lap in has Zarco, and that might be why he was pushing really hard. We're at the end of the lap. This is turn 15. Nothing to do with me. I can't remember.
There's one thing, both riders know where you can pass on this circuit.
Danny, well, we know he's good. We know he's good round here. It's just a question of motivation, really, isn't it? He's just slipped himself.
Yeah, absolutely, literally, actually.
Yeah, his bike was on fire.
On Thursday, I don't know if you saw that on any social media. His
damage apparently looked terrible.
I'm going to say, which is hard to believe, because it was a proper barbecue.
Well, I think the thing when they say don't do too much damage. So,
Rins, this is a lunge.
Wow. It's a corner you can do that on. Now then, Valentino Rossi needs is a Frenchman to mess around with Marc. And 14 laps to go. Look at Marc. See, all wheels in line. He's not spinning it quite as much.
It's laying rubber. And it's at that point on the tyre where he didn't colour all the way around it.
Turn 10 and 11, that kills the tyre as well when we get to this stage of the race. Back straight. Marquez is really getting closed in now. It was .743 at the line last time.
Look for 4 laps now. Oh, Marquez can't get it stopped. He did, though.
Yeah, he uses a lot of back brake as well, so Valentino Rossi, he'll know what his lap times are. They'll be on his dashboard. He'll know where... Oh, no! Rossi's got... Marquez will take that lead. Valentino Rossi has crashed out of the Malaysian Grand Prix just as he tapped it in. His back tyre looks in reasonable condition, but down he has gone. He wasn't on the bike running, just pushing it down through the gearbox. Marquez will take that lead. Valentino commentary box. The rear end let go from him there then, just as he tapped it in. His back tyre 18. I can almost hear the footprints of people stomping to the gates now.
But every corner he's going round, that thing's certainly on the front was pushing.
Yeah, 5 seconds to Zarco. It's been slowly coming down, although the last lap it came down by half a second. Maverick Vinales is the man that's behind Marquez now, +4 it says. And that's about Alvaro Bautista on his own bike this week, of course, not riding Lorenzo's Desmosedici.
Just spec a bike, it's the level of his team.
Rider.
Level of his team as well.
Yeah.
It's not as high as the other ones.
Marquez as it went round then, I was
proper chunks are out of that tyre.
I was trying to look at Valentino's, but
that's
close.
Too close.
Perhaps Michelin will be fingers crossed, and we were here.
We'll have a lot of information. I think because they've got so much information, they've probably allowed themselves to go closer.
Yeah, 2 laps to go. Marquez is already well up the road by some 3 point. He's rolled it out. 3.8 seconds come to play as well, but I think we're going to run out of laps for Vinales, who's back in 4th place from that absolutely awful opening lap. It's beginning to cross my fingers, if I may, at the moment, because I'm worried for that tyre at Marquez, because if it goes pop red out the middle of it, but right now Marquez is right on the limit of that tyre. He's lucky he's only got a lap and a half to go.
And then just doesn't seem to go wide. This is such an important race for this year. Being critical, they've slightly underperformed, but a lot of that comes down to Mika Kallio.
He leapfrogs 3 riders in the championship. That makes a big deal from a payment point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. Like what I'd call.
Suzuki lose their concessions next year as well. They need as much money as they can to pump into the... He knows it. Zarco's been pushed out. So Marquez leads.
Yeah, it looks like Rins has just got enough. I feel like Rins...
Turn 1, the last 2nd place goes to Alex Rins from Johan Zarco in 3rd. Vinales gets 4th, and we wait a while. Job and stone last on the grid. Poor qualifying, great race.